What's going on, everyone? I hope you're doing well. Today we're going to break down this market maker buy model trade which I took today on the 27th of August 2025. This is by far my cleanest market maker buy model trade yet, so I'm going to break it down in as much detail as I can just so you can see exactly my thought process before taking this trade. Before we get into the breakdown, let me just show you the screen recording that I took of the trade just so you can see how I managed the trade and also my thought process as the trade was going through. So enjoy that first. So I hope you enjoyed that quick run through of my trade. Let's get into the breakdown. So going into the day, as you can see, we are heading downwards. And before market opens, we have this downward move here, which is very key in what I wanted to see today. Because if we go into the regular trading hours view, you can see we have this big old gap here. So on market open, this gap was created. This was another massive confluence for me because 80% of the time, 90% of the time, I'm not sure the exact statistic, but gaps are filled in the market. Now, price is drawn to these gaps. And again, as I said, this was a confluence for me in terms of going long because we have a gap and I want to see it get filled. So going into market open, then we see, sorry, before we go into market open, my drawn liquidity, if I haven't mentioned already, is this previous day high here. So as you can see, yesterday's high was this black line here. So that's what I want to see. That's what I wanted to see get taken today. So going into market open, if we go into regular trading as again, so as you can see on the 1 minute time frame, this gap is rather large. And as you can see from the reaction here, once we filled this gap, price has now started to consolidate. So this is a sign to you guys that gaps are a key level to aim for on your trading. We have this gap here. Price has filled the gap and now it's consolidating. So buyers have filled the gap and now we have a balanced price range just here. So if we turn back this on, so going into market open, if I mark out market open here, 9:30. So what do we see when market opens? We see a push to the downside. Now this is great because we are inducing sellers here. Retail traders are thinking, okay, we're going short, let's place some sell orders. So as you can see, we go to sell, we make a small retracement back, and we head back down, taking out any sellers or even buyers which have placed orders here and set their stop losses here. So we've taken out sellers with this move. Sorry, we've taken out buyers with this move here, and sellers have their stop losses placed here. So you can see from this big move here, after we take this liquidity, that sellers have now been taken out of the market. So just go to the 15 minute. So with this level marked out here, we have this level, which is a fair value gap, which has been ran through, but it's also been held a couple of times, as you can see here. So it's held here, and it's also held here. So that was a great level for me to look for. I had this marked out this morning, and I just wanted to see price respect this level again. So better than that, we have this massive SMT with ES. This is the previous cycle SMT. So if I go on to ES, as you can see here, look, down here we have the level. ES is nowhere near taking that, but NQ smashed straight through it. So that's a massive confluence, and it's an absolute necessity when trading the market maker buy models. We have to see an SMT, and even better, we see an SMT within the point of interest. So this is my point of interest here. We're going to call this A. Okay, so price has entered my point of interest. We have an SMT at the lows. We have an SMT inside of the point of interest. So what do we need to see now? We need to see a change in the state of delivery. We want to see that the market is wanting to go higher now. So we've had our entry to the point of interest. We now want to see that the market wants to go higher. Otherwise, we could just continue selling off. We could just continue going down. But what do we see here, and why do I enter here? So I enter here because one, we create this BISI here. We create this BISI, but we also close above these down close candles here, which swept this low, which is a valid change in the state delivery. So once we retrace back into this BISI, this is where I enter. So now I've entered then. Oh, let me just hide this. We are into the trade. So as I said, my drawn liquidity was previous day high, but as well as previous day high, if I can just move this little thing, helps. As well as previous day high, we have Asia high here. So if I quickly mark that out, this is Asia high. So this was where my original, so if we just place this here, this was my original trade. Think about a 1 to 3, yeah, 1 to 3.2. So this is my original trade. I wanted to see price hit this level here. But as I mentioned before, we have also this gap. So this grey box here is the gap as well. So this is why I was cautious. If you saw in the video at the start, this is why I was cautious entering this level, because once we'd filled this gap, price started to consolidate. Now this made me worried. This is why I trailed my stop. This is why you can see in the video that I was trailing my stop to this level, this level, this level, because as you saw from the video, when price smashed through here, I could have lost about 50 points, no, not 50 points, about 40 pips. So that's why it's key that when price hits a key level, you trail your stop loss. There's no point just keeping your stop loss down here for pride. Protect your profits, protect your capital, and trail your stop loss. So as you saw from the video, price was respecting bullish price action the whole way up. The whole way up, we're respecting these fair value gaps. There was a fair value gap in here somewhere, which has been an absolute monster. I think it was like this one here, this tiny fair value gap here. Look how many times it wicks out. Look how many times the price respects this fair value gap. So I think as well, another reason why this trade didn't hit full TP is because if we go on to ES, we can see that, second, we get an SMC at the highs, which means that if we go here, look, oops, you can see here, the same level here. I'm on the wrong thing. Let's just zoom in. So as you can see here, ES smashed this level a lot quicker than NQ did. So that's a bearish SMT. That's not what I want to see when I'm in for longs. So this is why, again, I was trailing my stop quite aggressively. ES had already hit my original consolidation level. So it already hit here. So I was like, ooh, God. That's why I was a bit cautious, but it's fine because I trailed my stop aggressively. So that pretty much sums up the trade recap. I think a couple of takeaways from this is that set your point of interest before the market opens so you know exactly where, or not exactly where because you can't predict technically. Make sure you have your levels set, because if you go into market open and you don't have your levels set, you're going to be faffing around trying to find levels where if you have them set before market open, then you know that, okay, price might react here, price might react here. And don't get me wrong, my chart does not look like this in the morning. My chart is full of levels, and that's fine. But when price starts to react to a level, delete everything else, have a nice clean chart. So when you're going into a trade, you are clear headspace, clear chart, profits. And second of all, ensure you have a key drawn liquidity. This trade only worked out for me because I knew where I wanted price to go. I wanted price to enter this previous day high. I wanted price to take out the Asia high. And only because we started consolidating at this level is why I trailed my stop loss. If price continued like these candles here, I would have easily seen previous day high taken. But because we started to consolidate, I started to trail my stop loss, and it worked out great. So I hope this has been helpful. This was my market maker buy model trade breakdown for the 27th of August 2025. If you like the video, Drop me a like, drop me a comment, drop me a subscribe. There's plenty more videos like this coming soon. Anything you want to see, just let me know, and I'll see you soon. Peace.